Now it's time to go in with the brightening cleanser, exfoliating toners, and with the AHAs, the BHAs, brightening moisturizer, no hydration serum, no nothing. Hello guys, I am so excited because today we are talking about one of my favorite topics within the skincare realm. It is one of my favorite concerns to learn about and tackle in skincare. So let's just hop right into it, not going to waste any more time. We are going to talk about tackling hyperpigmentation, and even the most stubborn hyperpigmentation, discoloration that you thought you are just stuck with forever. Today we are going to learn how to prevent it and reverse what's already there. So first things first, what is hyperpigmentation? Anytime your skin experiences any type of trauma, whether it be acne, a rash, you picking at your face, whatever it may be, your skin cells get to work. That's their only job. They don't care about your appearance. They don't care about your insecurities or your confidence or how clear you want your skin. Your skin cells do not care about any of that. Their sole job is to get your skin to heal faster and to withstand whatever future skin trauma you're likely to put your skin through. There are a few different ways you can get hyperpigmentation. We're going to talk about 3 of the different ways today. So the first type of hyperpigmentation you can get is UV induced. And to put it simply, this is the kind of dark spot you get from the sun, tanning beds, or too much exposure to fluorescent lighting. Usually these appear on the face sort of evenly dispersed. They might look like freckles. They may show up on your chest or your face over time. Sometimes you can get these if you're younger and partake in too much sun exposure, or if you are older, you might just now begin to be seeing UV-induced hyperpigmentation if you have gone long periods of time without protecting yourself from UV rays. The second kind you can get is hormonal hyperpigmentation. Hormonal hyperpigmentation, you experience this after your body has experienced some sort of fluctuation in your hormones. So this can be caused by things like oral contraceptives, birth control, thyroid dysfunctions, menopause, hormonal replacement therapy, or just regular symptoms of having your period. The thing about this type of hyperpigmentation though is that as far as trying to prevent it, it's very difficult to do with hormonal hyperpigmentation. So we won't spend too much time on that today. And then we have the most common one, the type of hyperpigmentation you're probably watching this video about, and that is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And this is the type of dark spot that pops up after your skin has experienced any type of skin trauma. So a cut, a burn, a scrape, a pimple, you picked at your skin, anything of that nature. Your skin has gone through something and it is now trying to heal. So you see a dark spot in that area where the skin trauma occurred. Post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, most common. And these particular spots, they usually don't have a uniform shape of them. They show up in the shape of whatever the skin trauma was. So if you scraped yourself, then you might just have a line. If it was a pimple, then it'll just look like a dot. If you burnt yourself, it'll look like a scab that was in the shape of whatever you burnt yourself with. So remember when I told you about our skin cells' job, their only job is to make sure our skin heals? We're going to get into a little bit of the science behind that. So in the very first layer of your epidermis, your skin, you have cells called melanocytes. And what melanocytes do is they're responsible for the melanin production in your skin. If you have a deeper skin tone, then you have more active melanocytes. If you have a paler skin tone, then obviously you have less melanin present in your skin. Now, our melanocytes' job is not to only give us our complexion. Within that skin cell that you have, melanocytes, there is a enzyme called tyrosinase. And the job of that enzyme is to convert a protein that you have in your skin, which is called amino acids, into a compound called dopaquinone. Lots of vocabulary there. So to put that into English, whenever your skin is experiencing irritation or inflammation, your melanocytes send a message to your skin that it needs to form a dark spot in that area so that that area of skin can heal faster. Now, when you hear it put that way, you might be wondering, dang, so maybe I shouldn't be trying to prevent my hyperpigmentation. Like, my skin kind of needs it, doesn't it? The short answer is that you having hyperpigmentation is a sign that your skin is doing what it needs to do. But the thing about hyperpigmentation is that sometimes our skin goes a little bit overboard. And it's like, okay girl, so I popped my pimple, but did you really need to make that such a stubborn dark spot that it's gonna take me years to go away? Like, was all of that necessary? Most of the time the answer is no. That's what we are going to dive into next. There are things that you can apply topically to the skin and treatments you can use and preventative measures you can take so that your skin heals and, you know, still does those functions that it's supposed to do, but also not leaving you covered like a Dalmatian or just from, you know, every day living in your skin. Kind of a look, but if that's not what you're going for, I'll show you how to reverse that hyperpigmentation. I'm going to go over 4 main ways that you can prevent hyperpigmentation in your skin. The first way is to simply prevent UV exposure. Now, this sounds very simple, but most people do not do this enough, and it's one of the fastest ways you can make sure your skin is not overproducing new hyperpigmentation as you're trying to work on what's already there. Paying attention to how much time in the sun under tanning beds and whatnot you spend, but also wear your sunscreen. When I mention wearing sunscreen every single day, the very first question I always get is, but it's wintertime. Did the sun rise today? Yes, so you need sunscreen. Is it pitch black outside? No, there's daylight. It's raining, but there is daylight, right? Every single day, winter, summer, spring, fall, year round, you need sunscreen. So unless you have some blackout curtains covering you as you maneuver throughout your day, without protecting yourself from the sun, you can just go ahead and consider your hyperpigmentation as good as permanent. If you don't have a sunscreen, or you think that there are no sunscreen options out there that work for you without burning your eyes or looking bad on your skin tone or making you look ashy or having a purplish tint, I will show you some recommendations of sunscreens that you will definitely be able to wear and not have to worry about that sunscreen color. These are my absolute 2 favorites. Supergoop Play and Black Girl Sunscreen Make It Matte. Now, if you're wondering what's the difference between SPF 30, SPF 15, SPF 100, do I always have to use an SPF that's 100? No. SPF 15 protects your skin from 93% of sun rays. SPF 30 protects you from 95% of sun rays, which is such a small difference. You would think that between SPF 15 and 30 you'd get double the protection, but no, the difference is 93% to 95%. And then anything SPF 50 and above, so SPF 50, SPF 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, all of those are going to protect you from 97% of sun rays. How crazy is that? It seems like such a large gap, but SPF 15 and SPF 100 only have a 4% difference in sun protection. As long as you're using any sunscreen at all as a standalone product, you're probably perfectly fine as far as the protection goes. Another question I always get about sunscreen is, what if I just use makeup that has sunscreen in it? What if I have a moisturizer that has sunscreen in it? You should always put on sunscreen as its own standalone product, and then anything else in your routine that claims to have sunscreen in it already is just a bonus. So for example, I have my Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint, and this has SPF 40 inside of it. But the thing is, in order to get the correct amount of protection that a product claims, you have to put on the correct serving amount. So just like with your food, how the table of contents is very specific for the serving size, in order to get the proper amount of protection from a sunscreen, you have to use the correct amount. And the amount of makeup that you would have to apply in order to get SPF 40 is probably way more makeup than you want to wear in a single day. So it's always better to just have your sunscreen as its own product, and anything you put on over it is just bonus. You also do not want to mix your sunscreen with things, because in order for it to evenly cover your skin and give you that proper layer of protection, it needs to be by itself. You want to have a nice even layer of your sunscreen protecting your skin first, and then you go in with your moisturizer, your makeup, and so on and so forth. Okay, moving on to the next way you can prevent hyperpigmentation on your skin. Because of the reason hyperpigmentation is formed, remember, Hyperpigmentation is formed when your skin goes through inflammation or irritation of any kind. So the way to start to prevent hyperpigmentation is to reduce the amount of inflammation you're experiencing. So that means you're not going to overload your skin with exfoliants. You're not going to overload your skin with products that claim to be brightening. You're not going to overload your skin with things that are too harsh just because you're so eager to get rid of your dark spots. You really are going to go in the opposite direction of things and take it easy, go gentle, use products that support your skin health, incorporating small steps in between that will help to reverse and prevent that hyperpigmentation. But overall, the key is to keep your routine anti-inflammatory, because if you are reducing your inflammation, you are then reducing that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is so hard to hear because people think that as soon as there's dark spots on their skin, now it's time to go in with the brightening cleansers. Now it's time to go in with the exfoliating toners. Now it's time to go in with the AHAs, the BHAs, the sugar scrubs, things you might mix up in your kitchen, the brightening moisturizer, no hydration serum, no nothing, just raw dog and all these harsh ingredients on the skin without taking care of your moisture barrier as well. Anything that's kind of abrasive on the skin, using abrasion to get rid of dead skin cells would be a physical exfoliant. The real benefits come from when you're treating your skin gently and evenly dissolving those dead skin cells rather than trying to scrub them unevenly and harshly off of the skin. As soon as you see that dark spot show up, you treat it like a baby, alright? You use hydrating serums, hydrating cleanser, a nice moisturizer that works for your skin, and then incorporate what we call chemical exfoliants. And I don't mean to use a face scrub every single day because you think if you rub at your face hard enough, it's gonna somehow get the hyperpigmentation to lift up and out of your skin magically and just shed off into the tub. No, that's not how hyperpigmentation works. What I mean by chemical exfoliation is by using chemical exfoliants rather than physical. So the word chemical can sometimes be very scary to people, but I'm going to show you a few of my favorites so that you can have a starting place. Within the chemical exfoliation category, there are things called AHAs and BHAs. Out of those, Mandelic acid is my favorite chemical exfoliant to use 2 nights a week just to evenly dissolve dead skin cells on the surface of my skin and gently brighten the skin over time. Mandelic acid is one of the most gentle chemical exfoliants that you can even put on the skin. It's becoming more popular nowadays in skincare because of how versatile it is and how many people can use it without having to worry about irritation. I have Mandelic acid in several different products. My favorite is the Mandelic acid 10% from The Ordinary. This one is super gentle. It's one of the first Mandelic acids I tried and it's still my favorite. I also have a 12% Mandelic acid from this brand Naturium. They make a few other products that I like, but I do still like the one from The Ordinary better. And then we have an actual exfoliating toner from my friends at Youth to the People, and this is their new Mandelic acid plus superfood exfoliant toner. So no matter what form it's in, serum, toner, the main thing to note about chemical exfoliation is that no matter what kind of product you're using it in, 2 nights a week is usually a nice safe place. 3 if you know your skin can take it, but you really do not need to exfoliate every single day. No one, trust me, no one needs to exfoliate every single day, whether it's physical or chemical. Exfoliation is best done in moderation. I will get into those more in a future video, but I just wanted to touch base on the fact that when you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, gentle exfoliation is much more beneficial than harsh physical ones. The next way to prevent hyperpigmentation is to use products that help to stop that hyperpigmentation process right in its tracks. Remember tyrosinase, that chemical earlier in the video that I told you is responsible for helping to kickstart that dark spot process? We're going to use a few products that help to prevent it from doing its job so well. And when you do that, you will have less hyperpigmentation as a result. One of my favorite tyrosinase inhibitor serums ever, like ever in history of skincare, is Pigment by a brand called NIOD. It has a very low molecular weight, which means it's able to penetrate very deep into the skin. It's not just going to sit on the surface. And it also has peptides in it. Peptides are basically like Gatorade for your skin cells, helps to boost their performance. And the combination of ingredients that is in this serum has just worked wonders on my skin. I actually use this daily, morning and night, to the point where I have finished, I have 3 bottles right here. I have finished so many bottles of this stuff, it's actually ridiculous. I keep it in my travel bag, I keep it in the bathroom at all times. I have finished many bottles of it. It is my favorite ever hyperpigmentation product. I notice significant differences when I am pausing using it for a while in order to test other hyperpigmentation products. I hate receiving hyperpigmentation products in PR because it means that I have to stop using Repigment for a few weeks in order to test out this new product and whatever it's capable of. Like, I see differences in my skin when I stop using Repigment. Another super popular all-time favorite hyperpigmentation serums is Topicals Faded. This is not a new one here. It's semi-new. I just opened this one, but as you can see, it's already gotten its use out of me. And this is one of the most popular hyperpigmentation serums on the market right now. Rightfully so. I mean, if you just go on their Instagram and look at the reviews, the before and after pictures, they really speak for themselves. I don't know many people who have used this for a while and not seen at least a little bit of improvement. Topicals Faded is made to reverse your hyperpigmentation without interfering with your skin's balance too much. Just to read off a few of the ingredients inside of this, I'll start off with the anti-inflammatory ingredients, because remember, hyperpigmentation is caused by inflammation. We are tackling post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So the very first part of that process is going to be to reduce the amount of inflammation your skin is experiencing. So inside of this, you're going to have Centella asiaga, which is very anti-inflammatory and calming on the skin. We also have melatonin, which helps to reduce inflammation as well. We have azelaic acid, which is excellent at helping with texture, redness, and inflammation. We also have kojic acid, which is excellent at inhibiting melanocyte activity. We also have tranexamic acid, which also is great for reducing the ability of your melanocytes. All of this is about toning down the inflammation and getting your melanocytes to calm down so that it is not causing these excessive, stubborn dark spots to form on the skin. And then you have licorice root as well, which is great for brightening the skin. So packing all of that into one serum and it still being so versatile and so well loved is truly something to applaud. It's wonderful. It's not something that you're going to be using for months and months and months and not see any results at all. That I can almost guarantee. The very last way to help reverse and prevent hyperpigmentation is to increase your cell turnover. And what this means is that every month, about every 27 days, we get a brand new top layer of skin on our face and body too. By increasing your cell turnover, you are basically speeding up your skin's natural process to get a new top layer of skin a little bit faster than every 27 days. By increasing that cell turnover, you are able to have new layers of skin revealed much faster. So with that, you're going to have benefits like improved texture. Some people see improvement with hyperpigmentation. Some people even see improvement with their acne when their cell turnover is increased. What products do this, you might ask? Vitamin A, retinol, it's both the same thing, is what will help to increase cell turnover. Not everyone needs retinol in their routine, but doing all of these steps in the right moderation will work wonders for your skin. Just to recap, ways to prevent hyperpigmentation would be: number 1, reduce your sun exposure, protect yourself from the sun. Number 2, gentle exfoliation. Number 3, use serums that have tyrosinase inhibitors. And number 4, use products that increase your cell turnover, such as retinol. And with those 4 steps, you are going to see dramatic improvement with your hyperpigmentation. Out of these 4 steps, the 2 that you want to make sure you're doing every single day are using products that have tyrosinase inhibitors in it and wearing your sunscreen so that you're limiting the amount of damage you're getting from the sun. Those 2 steps you're going to want to do every single day. As far as the other 2 steps, increasing your cell turnover with retinol or gentle exfoliation, these 2 are the ones that you're going to only do 2 to 3 times a week. You want to keep these 2 steps in moderation. You do those 4 steps all together in the same routine, you have unlocked the key. Does that make sense? Can you unlock a key? No. You have found the key to reversing and preventing hyperpigmentation in your skin. In case you were curious what types of ingredients you can look for on a label to be able to tell whether or not that product is likely going to help with hyperpigmentation, I will put a list on the side of this video of ingredients that you can look for in the label so that you can read through them and see what might jump out at you on an ingredients list if you're looking for a hyperpigmentation serum. And there we have it, the 4 most important steps to incorporate in your routine if you are trying to work on hyperpigmentation. As far as how fast you'll see results, I always like to say give it at least a month and a half before you start to judge whether or not you've seen improvement with hyperpigmentation. Why? Because as I mentioned, we have a new top layer of skin every 27 days. So even if a product is working really, really well for you, you're not going to be able to see that until you get rid of that top layer of skin that you're currently looking at. Just because you heard someone else say that they saw results with the product within 2 weeks, it doesn't mean that when you start using it and you don't see results in 2 weeks that it's not working for you. Give it some time. The only reason to stop using a product immediately is if you notice that you have significant, long-lasting irritation from it. But other than that, I hope that you take these steps and incorporate it into your own life so that if hyperpigmentation is a concern for you, now you at least have the knowledge to begin to work on it in a way that isn't harming your skin even further. And with that, I would like to say thank you for watching, and that is all for this video.